Once you master the art of scoring goals, becoming a professional player becomes much easier. Every club needs a player who can regularly find the back of the net.
De Bruyne's corner. Holland!
Scoring goals means winning games, and every club dreams of winning titles.
Argentina! Champions of the world!
To score more goals, we need to focus on a few key things: timing your runs, mastering finishing, perfecting your body positioning, and understanding the psychology of defenders and goalkeepers when facing you. And most importantly, we must avoid these 7 common mistakes. In this video, I will teach you everything you need to know to score more goals, how to train smartly even when training alone and see fast results. I will show you a scientific method to instantly improve your finishing without even stepping onto the pitch. Plus, you will get exclusive advice from some of the best strikers in the game to help you score more goals.
Hello, this is Erling Haaland and this is my goal scoring masterclass.
The goal of this video is 100 likes, so be sure to like and comment what video you want next. To improve your finishing quickly as a beginner, focus on these 7 key areas. The first and likely the most important is making clean contact with the ball. A clean strike means hitting the ball at the right spot with the right technique at the right moment. This control allows you to place the ball exactly where you want it, giving you a much higher chance of scoring. Many beginners make the mistake of focusing too much on power, which usually throws off their accuracy. If you think hitting the ball harder will beat the goalkeeper, you are likely to lose accuracy and send it off target. Instead, pay close attention to the situation, understand it fully, and take action based on what's happening around you. Erling Haaland is the perfect example to this. To truly get what I am talking about, let's break down this incredible goal by Haaland. De Bruyne received the ball and Haaland quickly started his run. But if you pay close attention, his run wasn't straight. He curved it to stay onside. A straight run increases the chances of being offside, but by curving his run, Haaland stayed onside, giving De Bruyne the chance to make the perfect pass. Haaland then sprinted ahead, getting 2 steps in front of the defender. Now here is the key moment. Haaland didn't just shoot without looking at the goalkeeper, which is a mistake many beginners make. Instead, he slowed down to read the goalkeeper's position. He opened his body and instead of smashing the ball, he calmly placed into the far corner. Many beginners mistakenly think that smashing the ball as hard as possible will make it harder for the goalkeeper. But that's not the case. It's simple. When the goalkeeper is covering the near post, aim low and towards the far post. This forces the keeper to dive, making it even tougher for them to stop the shot. There are also times when you need to shoot the ball as hard as you can. Take this moment with Sergio Aguero as an example. He received the ball, beat one defender after another, and then shot with full power. But if you look closely, he didn't aim for the far post. Instead, he went for the near post since the goalkeeper was covering the far post and there was a defender who could easily block the shot. By aiming hard and high towards the near post, Aguero made it harder for the keeper to react. Even if you follow all the steps, you still might not score as many goals because there is one serious mistake many players make: failing to make clean contact with the ball. Striking the ball cleanly and with accuracy is the key to turning your chances into goals. When you don't strike the ball correctly, you might hit the ball too softly or with the wrong. Strike the ball properly. Positioning is key. If you are not in the right place at the right time, you won't get the ball, often making scoring harder. Make smart runs, create space for yourself, and move away from defenders to get into a position that gives you enough space and time to take the shot. Once you have the ball, take a moment to scan the goalkeeper's positioning and see which side they are covering the most. Touch the ball with your forefoot to position it towards the goalpost and place your non-kicking foot close to the ball. When you strike, use your inside or instep laces of your foot depending on the type of shots you want to take. There are 6 types of shots, more about it later. Hit the ball with the middle of your foot for better control. Make sure to follow through with your leg to add power to your shot and focus on aiming for the corners of the goal the goalkeeper isn't covering. There are 6 most effective types of shots in football: the power shot, curved shot, knuckleball, volley, half volley, and header. Use the power shot when you are outside the box and have a clear line to the goal. It's perfect for a strong, quick shot that the goalkeeper can't easily react to. Strike the ball with your laces, applying as much force as possible. The curved shot is best when you want to place the ball around the goalkeeper or into the corner of the goal. If you are a winger, you can cut inside and aim the shot towards the far post. Use the inside of your foot to to bend the ball. The knuckleball is a tricky shot usually taken from a distance. This shot can surprise the goalkeeper with its unpredictable movement. A volley is used when the ball is in the air, often coming from a cross or clearance. It's a powerful shot that requires good timing and technique. The half volley is used just after the ball bounces, helpful when you can't control the ball and need to strike quickly. Use the header when the ball is coming in the air, usually from a cross, corner or a free kick. For a strong header, timing is crucial. Make contact with the ball using your forehead. There are 7 mistakes holding you back from scoring goals, and trust me, once you fix these, you will start scoring in your very next match. The first mistake, it's all about the contact area on the ball. When shooting, one of the most crucial part is where you make contact on the ball. Many beginners make the mistake of hitting the wrong spot, like using their toes, which can easily throw off both the power and direction of the shot. The way you strike the ball decides whether it stays low, flies too high, or hits its target. For a strong straight shot, aim to kick the center of the ball. If you are going for a long pass or trying to score while the goalkeeper is out of his position, aim for the lower part of the ball to make it lift. Hitting too high, however, will keep the ball rolling on the ground. It's also crucial to use the right part of your foot. Many beginners mistakenly kick with their toes, which leads to poor control and even injury. Instead, use the inside of your foot for more surface area and better control. The second mistake is not following through with your shot. If you don't complete the follow through, the ball will lose power, accuracy and control. Stopping your leg movement too early can cause the ball to miss the target. A proper follow through ensures the ball stays on track and gets the power it needs to reach the goal. Have you ever wondered why your shots feel weak even when you try to kick the ball as hard as you can? The reason might be the third mistake many beginners make, looking up too soon after striking the ball. When you look up too early, it messes up your shot, making it less powerful and less accurate. This happens because your body can lose balance. To fix this, keep your head down and focus on the ball until the shot is complete. If you are always trying to score that crazy top corner goal or shoot the ball as hard as you can to impress your coach or friends, you will struggle to score more goals. And this is the fourth mistake many beginners make, focusing too much on scoring a beautiful goal. When you are 1v1 against the keeper, aiming for the top corner is tough and usually not the best option. Instead, keep it simple. A goal is a goal no matter how it goes in. The top corner might look great, but it's much harder to hit. A simple shot has a better chance of going in. When you face the goalkeeper, use your skills but don't overdo it with flashy moves. Keep it simple. Ronaldo Nazario performed simple moves to score this beautiful goal, so focus on finishing and stop trying to show off in front of the goal. The fifth and sixth mistake many beginners make are being too selfish in front of the goal and shooting at the wrong time. Trying to score just for yourself without considering your teammates can often result in missed opportunity. A good players know when to take the shot and when to set up their teammate for a better chance. If you are a beginner struggling to make the right choices in front of the goal, there are two key points to understand. First, if you are in a good position with a clear view of the goal and goalkeeper is out of position or not blocking your shot, it's usually the right time to take the shot. If a teammate is in a better position with more space in front of them, it's usually smarter to pass the ball. If you are surrounded by defenders or the goalkeeper is too close, it's not the right time to shoot. You are more likely to miss or lose control. In those situations, passing the ball is the better option. Still, many beginners will make this mistake of not passing the ball and being selfish even after hearing my advice. The seventh and the most important mistake that stops you from scoring goals and the main reason why you feel nervous in front of the goal even though you are putting in hard work to improve your finishing is falling into the trap of doing the wrong kind of training. The way you train is the way you play, and when it comes to shooting, you can't afford to get it wrong, especially when training alone. Without a proper structure, it can lead to injury as shooting and finishing requires a lot of high-intensity work. So here is a complete training guide from warm-up to shooting drills and stretching that will help you avoid injuries and improve your finishing quickly. Before you start kicking the ball, it's essential to warm up properly. A good warm-up prepares both your body and mind for the intensity of your training session. Start with 5 to 7 minutes of stretching, focusing on your legs, hips and ankles as these areas are essential for finishing. Perform leg swings, hip circles, lunges and ankle rotations to improve your flexibility and mobility. Jog lightly for 5 to 10 minutes to get your heart pumping and then rest for 2 minutes. Start by taking light touches which includes passing, ball mastery and most importantly, your first touch. Dribble through the cones and pass to the wall. The goal is to get comfortable with the ball at your feet and get into the right flow for shooting practice. After completing completing the basic drills, move on to finishing drills for 30 to 40 minutes. The key here is to replicate the types of balls you will receive in match so you can get comfortable. The reason you might not feel confident shooting is that you are not training the way that replicates the match situation. If you have a teammate, practice finishing from crosses. Ask them to cross the ball while you make runs into the box and finish with a header. If you have a goalkeeper, create 1v1 situations. You don't need flashy skills to beat the keeper, simpler moves will get you that goal. After that, take some free kicks, penalties and crossbar challenges with your friends. This will help you improve your accuracy and get you more comfortable with the ball. Now, the most important part of the entire session, always cool down properly for 10 to 15 minutes. This helps you muscle recovery and flexibility. One big mistake I see beginners make even after hearing all this advice is going onto the field without a proper training structure. They skip the warm-up and just start kicking the ball for fun, taking random free kicks and shooting without real purpose. This is why you are not improving and stuck at the same level while others are signing with professional academies. Stop neglecting the warm-up, skipping the cool down and ignoring a structured training routine if you truly want to become a professional footballer. So what can we learn from all these great goal scorers so we can score as many goals as them? Haaland has some key abilities that we can focus on. First, positioning is everything. Haaland has an incredible instinct for being in the right spot, finding pockets of space where defender can't reach him. He makes smart, well-timed runs, often using curved movements to stay onside and outsmart defenders. When it comes to finishing, Haaland is both precise and efficient. Deadly with both feet and his head, he often needs only one touch to find the back of the net. Practicing one-touch finishing and accuracy with all parts of your body can help you improve too. And if you look closely, Haaland doesn't need a ton of touches to make an impact in a match. He makes each one count. His positioning, first touch and focus are spot on, and whenever he receives the ball, his eyes are on the goal. He is willing to pass if a teammate is open, but if he sees an opportunity, he is quick and confident to take a shot, often aiming for the far post, which is trickier for the goalkeeper. His confidence in his abilities is unshakable. Haaland's discipline is also worth noting. He is laser focused on his fitness, recovery, following a strict diet to keep himself in a top shape. This dedication keeps him injury free and helps him improve each session. By working on positioning, finishing, confidence and discipline, you can start scoring more like this best in the game. And there is so much we can learn from Robert Lewandowski because he is one of the greatest goal scorers of his time. What makes him so special and how did he regularly find the back of the net in his prime year? Because Lewandowski is a master of modern finishing and his style and dedication offers a lot of insights. One of his standard qualities is incredible positioning. Being in the right place at the right time is crucial for scoring goals, and Lewandowski's awareness allows him to make the most of every play. He is always alert, finding pockets of space in both open and set pieces, giving himself the room to receive the ball and make a move. His patience is remarkable too. He waits for the perfect moment to strike, using movements that keep defenders guessing. His first touch and control are outstanding, allowing him to instantly settle the ball even from tricky pass. Mastering your first touch is essential. Without it, you risk losing control, making it much harder to score. Lewandowski's skills combined with his physical strength also allows him to shield the ball, often outmuscling defenders to maintain possession. His physique is impressive, but if you are a younger player, focus on mastering basics like passing, finishing and dribbling before hitting the gym heavily. Lewandowski's shooting technique is versatile and precise. He is comfortable scoring with both feet, his head and even volleys, adopting his shot based on each opportunity. This unpredictability makes him a constant threat. He can strike from distance, finish in the box or create chance from nothing. His composure under pressure is equally impressive. Lewandowski rarely rushes his shot, staying calm in front of the goal, often simply aiming for the far post is more effective than a powerful shot. If you remember, I promised to teach you how to score more goals without even stepping onto the field. You can do this simple yet highly incredible exercise at home. It's called mental practice and it's one of the most powerful tools you can use to improve your game. Let me explain with an example from a fascinating study conducted on basketball players. In this study, players were divided into two groups. The first group focused on physical training, practicing their free throws every day. The second group, however, didn't even touch a basketball. Instead, they dedicated their time to mental rehearsal. They were feeling the act of shooting, the motion, imagining themselves making free throw, and the results were astonishing. The group that practiced mentally improved their performance nearly as much as the group that trained physically. In some cases, they even surpassed the physical trained players in consistency and technique. But how is this possible? Your brain doesn't differentiate between imagined and real experiences. When you mentally visualize success, your brain processes it as a real achievement, increasing your confidence and reducing the fear of failure. If you want to try this most powerful exercise at home. Find a quiet room where you can focus without distractions. Play some calming music, close your eyes and start imagining yourself in a professional match. Feel the energy of the crowd as they cheer your name. Picture yourself receiving the ball, executing smooth and effective moves like stepovers to beat the defender, and then facing the goalkeeper one-on-one. See yourself scoring that goal. While this exercise is incredibly powerful, it is important not to rely on it entirely. Instead, combine it with regular training on the field. Continue improving your finishing, first touch and overall technique because these are the fundamentals that make a great goal scorer.